W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of The World Doesn't Require You by Rion Amilcar Scott, narrated by J.D. Jackson.
Tony, me I want what's coming to me. Manny, oh, what's coming to you, Tony? Tony, the world, Chico. Scarface, 1983. David Sherman, the last son of God. Thou shalt have no other God but the Negro. The Lincoln Catechism. God is from Cross River. Everyone knows that. He was tall, lanky, wore dirty brown clothes, and walked with a limp he tried to disguise as a bop. His chin held a messy salt and pepper beard that extended to his Adam's apple, always clutching a mango in his hand. He used to live on the south side, down under the bridge, near the water. Now there is a nice little sidewalk and flowers and a bike trail that leads into Port Yuga. Back then there was just mud and weeds, and he'd sit there barefooted, softly preaching his word. At one time he had 100, maybe 200, some say up to 500 or even 1,000 people listening. But the time I'm talking about, he'd sit with only one or two folks, always with a mango, except during Easter time when he'd pass out jelly beans to get people to stop and listen. He lived on the banks of the Cross River until one day he filled his pockets with stones and walked into the water and sank like a crazy poet. He wasn't insane. It was all part of God's plan. Last time he was crucified, this time drowned. Anyway, God can't drown. He'll come back, perhaps to oversee the writing of another testament, or to judge the living and the dead, whatever he feels. This story, though, isn't about God. It's about one of his sons. Not his son in the metaphorical sense. Well, he was, as we are all the children of God, but more so he was his son in the physical sense. David Sherman was God's last son, the youngest of 13. 5 different women had lined up to sire the children of God. They were all boys except for the 5th, a disappointment who, at the age of 25, seduced her 15-year-old brother with her shapely behind and left Maryland to build.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?